good to bang around a little bit. Worked a bunch of third down situations today to be able to see how the quarterbacks operated. I really felt like they did a nice job. Good job by the offensive line today in protection, and we got a little bit of run fit action, which was nice too. So good physical day of practice. We'll come back out in shells again tomorrow, and then a full pad day or first opportunity on Wednesday. With that, I'll take any questions that you have. Right now he's got a lower body injury. They'll look at it tonight. Got a knee. We'll see how it is. They'll MRI it tonight and see where it's at. Got a little bit of a tweak of a knee. MRI came back negative. So hopefully it's day to day, and hopefully we'll get it back in a week or less.
You spent a lot of time talking to him afterwards. What were you telling him?
Just as we get through the heat of camp, it is going to get chippy. It is going to get competitive. They've done a tremendous job building as a team and bringing that team atmosphere. And I want them to remember that as the competitiveness goes, we're working as pros to get each other better and making sure that they understand that. Plus the way we practice. When you're in this type of shells and we're in thud periods, that we want to be able to stay up. There were a lot of bodies on the ground today, and just a reminder that we don't want to have people fall into lower bodies.
There was almost more tackling than there was thudding.
Yeah.
I know you can't tell really much about running backs until all the pads come on, but what's been your impression just generally of that group heading into where you are today?
Yeah, the first thing you see is I really see a healthy Stephen Carr for the first time in a while. You saw some explosiveness the other day, and then today made a huge play on a draw play earlier in the team run. And to see that burst back and that lack of hesitation and a little bit more confidence was great to see. Be able to see Marquise really carry the load in between the tackles has been really nice to see, especially with pads on. It's hard to get a feel when you're not in pads, but when you start getting those pads in, you see how big of a load he is. And I tell you what, Quincy Jonty did a really nice job today also. So that's a deep group, a very productive group. It'll be even more productive when Vavai gets back.
How do you see yourselves splitting up snaps at that position? Do you think it'll be by committee or back?
Yeah, obviously when you hopefully get 80, 90, 100 plays in a game, I don't think one back can do that. So it will be multiple backs, and there'll be situational backs. In this offense, you got a lot of things that out of the backfield. Guys are working on that, but there may be specially designed plays for them. So I do see multiple backs playing within this offense.
How about Keenan? What'd you see from Keenan?
I tell you what, for a young kid, you can see why he's one of the best track runners in the state. When he gets the ball out in space, he can go and has some really natural ball skills, which is great to see. He's picking up the offense extremely quickly, as we're seeing with a lot of these freshmen. That's what I was hoping for. You see Manir out here, you see Drake, you see Keenan really picking it up with the offense and really being functional at a very early age. So that's great to see.
How much more in this offense do you have to consider in terms of the running backs, their ability to catch the ball out of the backfield? Is it more of a consideration now than it ever was?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you look at Graham's offense the last 2 years, the back has been huge. Not only did they rush for 2,000 yards, but you look at the number of opportunities they had out of the backfield. So that goes into part of the evaluation. And, some of the times, as you've seen out of the first 3 days, the ability to put two backs in the backfield a bunch and allowing them to either motion out and do some things and be out in spaces has been good. But they definitely have to be a threat within this offense catching the ball.
Not knowing Jordan's status, how do you feel about the depth there behind John, and how is Raylan coming along?
Yeah, Raylan's been here in the spring, which has really helped him. You can see his maturity and how well he's picked up the defense. He actually, we pointed him out the other day, just the amount of effort that he's giving on the field. He's acting like an older kid, to be honest with you. He's been very well coached in high school, and we'll see where Jordan is at. We've got a senior there with John. We've got several linebackers in that interior position. We'll find the next best one.
I know at Pac-12 Media Day you praised the redshirt rule a lot, but just being out here, how much have you been able to see the benefit for those guys who did end up just playing those 4 games?
Yeah, I think a little bit about an Elijah Winston and a Malik McLean, how they were able to get that. A Connor Murphy, being able to now be a redshirt junior and have that experience in the 4 games he got. Caleb Trimley, the same thing. So I think it's a great rule, not only for freshmen, but maybe some guys that are older guys that maybe are slightly behind a guy that's a little bit older than them. And to be able to get that experience and not burn a year is very advantageous, not only for them, but for us as a university.
there's a lot of intrigue with the cornerback competition. What have you learned through practices?
You know, I've seen some very instinctive plays. I think Elijah Griffin has really stood out as a guy that's made some turnovers, and then Greg Johnson today had a tremendous pick in our third down situation. So you know, I think Coach Burns has done a really good job bonding that group together. Really brought some technical skill to the group, and they're doing a nice job. But you know, between OG and Isaac Taylor Stewart and Chris Steele and Greg Johnson and the rest of them, Jaden Williams, Adonis. You got a group that's young and talented and just needs reps, and that's why we're out here trying to get as much as we can.
It seemed in the spring that Taylor Stewart, it was kind of technique was the one thing he had to work on. Have you seen any growth in the spring to now with him?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, reps and experience always help, and being under Coach Burns, I think he's done a really nice job. You know, he looks so much more comfortable than he did as a freshman, and that comes with experience. You know, there's another kid that got 4 games and then suffered an ankle injury, and you were able to redshirt, and he gained some game experience. Now he's had a spring under his belt. He's getting a fall camp, and you just see him being a lot more comfortable.
Go one more.
In terms of actual carries for a running back,
Yeah.
do you anticipate having a guy that is kind of steadily getting 15 to 20 a game?
Well, I think this offense, Adam, is one that you take what the defense gives you, and that's what I've seen in the play calling. That if you're going to play cover 2, you're going to get a lot of runs, and it may dictate a 200-yard rusher in a game, and then all of a sudden, if you load the box, there could be 60 passes. You know, so I really can't say, oh, I'm going to put a number on it per game, but it's more based on what the defense is doing and us being able to make the adjustments off of it. So that's the beauty of what Graham does. I just don't think it's a throw first offense. It's not throw just because it's drop 8. Drop 8 and you're still throwing. What he really tries to take advantage of what the defense gives him. I really appreciate it for it. All righty, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.